Greetings Diecast Racing Fans, Sharky here, and welcome back to episode 4 of the Hot Fuzz head-to-head league. Last time out, the Commish secured his lead position with an outstanding 4-0 wins in his BMW M3. Hot on his heels, we have Moose in the Hudson Hornet, who is 3-1, and Cuboid, our 2-time champion, in his Subaru Impreza, again 3-1. In joint 4th, we have got 5 cars. We've got Juicy J in the IROC Firebird, 2-2, Dretty in the Fiat 500, 2-2, Jack Diamond in the BMW M5 Police, 2-2, Hikari Rin in the Skyline 2000, 2-2, James Sterling in the Nissan 300 ZX, 2-2. And finally, we have 2 cars in joint 9th place. We have Tiki J in the Chevy Caprice, 0-4, and Mason Storm in the Camaro SS, 0-4. I really hope that they've had a chance to do some work on their cars this week. They've had a week off. They've had a chance at a break. So we will see how that goes. Now, let's get on with the draw. And welcome to the episode 4 draw. Cracking on with it. Left lane, right lane, left lane, right lane. Let's move it out of the way. Left lane, right lane, left lane, right lane, left lane, and right lane. Oop, nearly. That concludes the first set. Left lane, right lane, left lane, right lane, left lane, right lane. We've got 4 left. Left lane, right lane, left lane, right lane. And that bag's empty as well. So we've got car H versus car J to start us off. Car H is Jack Diamond in the BMW M5 Police, and car J is James Sterling in the Nissan 300 ZX Twin Turbo. We've got car D versus car F, car I versus car A, car B, car C versus car G, car C versus car D to finish off the first half. Second half, car A versus car E, car B versus car D, car G versus car J, car H versus car F, car I versus car C. Okay, and so that concludes with car I, which is Hikari Rin in the 73 Nissan Skyline 2000 GTR versus car C, which is Juicy J in the 98 IROC Firebird. And that concludes the draw for episode 4. You can see here that the Flying Fenman is down at the finish line again as our finish line adjudicator. There's been a few changes around the section of road this week. Obviously we've got track sponsors here. We've got Raven Customs. But then we've got 2 new track sponsors, which if you've been following the Sharky's Garage Facebook page, you will see. We have 4 Cubes Racing and their driver Cuboid we will see racing today. Obviously Raven Customs, Hikari Rin is racing. And finally, we've got the BERCC, a long-time track sponsor, but they've had new track boards made by Raven Customs. So they are back here and represented today. And our primary sponsor today is John at Modelmatic. Now, you may also notice that there is a section of railing here, this top section. It's part of the reason why we're being allowed to use this track, is that there are some new railings being put in. I'm not sure yet whether they're going to continue them down all the way to the bottom end of the track, but we shall see. For now, let's get on with the racing. And first up today, we have got Car H, which is Jack Diamond in the BMW M5 Police, versus Car J, which is James Sterling in the 300ZX Twin Turbo. We have got Jack Diamond in the silver car, which will be on the left of the screen as it goes past you, hopefully, unless it's switched lanes already. And on the right, we have got the plain white topped car of James Sterling. Here we go. Oh, cut off and in reverse. Wow, that was interesting. We have a win in reverse there for James Sterling in the 300ZX Twin Turbo. Nice driving, James. Here we go for race 2. Race 2, on the left-hand side, we've got Car D, which is Mason Storm in the Camaro SS, one of the biggest underperforming cars. I believe he's done some work before this week, so we'll see how that turns out for him. On the right-hand side, he is up against the two-time reigning champion, Cuboid, in the Subaru Impreza. So white car on the left is Mason Storm from the Essex Hurricanes in the Camaro SS. And on the right, we've got Cuboid from 4 Cubed Racing in the silver Subaru. Fairly equal all the way down, and Cuboid just takes it on the line. But I must admit, that Camaro SS looks like it's doing a lot better than it has done so far in this competition. On to race 3. Race 3 sees in the left-hand lane Hikari Rin of Raven Customs in the Nissan Skyline 2000 GTR. In the right-hand lane, we have got Moose in the 51 Hudson Hornet. Now, Moose is one of the guys that's going after that leadership position that the Commish has on the BMW M3. So, can Hikari hand down a loss to Moose here, or will Moose continue his charge towards taking down the Commish? So, the red car on the left is Hikari Rin, and the white car on the right is Moose in the Hudson Hornet. Wow, I don't know what Hikari's done to it, but he's got it worked out, and unfortunately it looks like Moose has pulled up part way down the track there. That Nissan Skyline 2000 GTR is flying. Race 4. I feel really sorry for Tiki J here. In the Chevy Caprice on the left-hand lane, which is the sky bluey coloured car, because he's going against the guy that's currently 4-0, the Commish in the BMW M3. Now, given the fact that I don't think that Chevy Caprice has actually made it all the way down to the end of the track yet, in any race, I don't have much hope for him here. I know he's had a week to tune it. It might work, it might not work. We'll see how it goes. Track conditions here, the weather's a little bit different, so we shall see how we go. So we've got the Chevy Caprice on the left, we have the BMW M3 on the right. BMW M3 is the white car driven by the Commish. Tiki J is in the sky blue car on the right. Here we go. Wow, cut off part way down the track. And we can see there the situation. We will reset. The Commish seems quite keen in that pit manoeuvre, but that didn't really pay off for him too well there. So let's see how we go again with the reset. Oh, wow. Wow. And there we go. The Commish has hit one of the parked police cars. I'm okay. I know I've fallen over. I'm okay. Which has landed the first win to the Chevy Caprice. What a turn up for the books. Here we go for the final race, the first half, race 5. On the left-hand side, we've got car C, which is Juicy J in the IROC Firebird. Excuse me. And on the right, we've got car E, which is Dretty in the Fiat 500. We'll see how this one goes down. And the Fiat seems to be wavering a little bit, but making it over the line eventually down to the bottom end. The IROC gets a win. And here we go for the second half. Here is race 6. On the left, we've got car A, which is Moose in the Hudson Hornet, who got beaten absolutely amazingly by Hikari Rin in the Nissan Skyline, the first race out today. And he's up against the shortest car in the competition, the Fiat 500 of Dretty. So the blue Fiat is on the right-hand side, the white Hudson Hornet is on the left. Good luck. Nice cut off by there. Oh, and that's caused a stoppage part way down because the Hudson Hornet pulled in front and then pulled across and pulled the Fiat up. We'll go for a reset. Everything reset. White car on the left is the Hudson Hornet of Moose. Blue car on the right is the Fiat 500 of Dretty. Oh, the Hudson Hornet's gone over, but can the Fiat go full length? That's the question. No, he's pulled up part way down. Bear with us, folks. We'll just check that to make sure that Moose is okay. He doesn't seem to be having a great day so far. So the track response teams are doing it. They've got him out of the car. Moose is okay. We're just going to get the car flipped over and check that it's okay. Okay, and the good news is that the paramedics are okay. So here we go for the third reset. We've got Moose on the left in the Hudson Hornet, and we've got Dretty on the right in the Fiat 500. Oh. The Fiat 500 is pulled up part way, and so has the Hudson Hornet. Is this going to be one of these 5 or 6 race thrillers? Let's go for another reset. Okay, here we go. And yeah, I think the Hudson Hornet forced the Fiat off there. I'll have to look at the replay to see it, but he's gone full length and got the win. Okay, here we go for race 7. Now, coming into tonight's competition, both of these cars were no wins, 4 losses. But the Chevy Caprice pulled out an amazing overturn that you all saw earlier tonight, or today, sorry, against the guy who was sitting pole, the Commish on the BMW M3. Wasn't it? Was it? Which one was it? It was, so the Caprice, which is car B. He was against car G. Yes, it was. It's all right, my memory. There's been a while, and with the accidents and stuff and the resets. Anyway, so the Chevy Caprice is on the left, and on the right we have got Mason Storm in the Camaro SS. Let's see how this one goes down. Camaro was in the front, and then the Chevy's pulled in front, but they've both gone full track. Wow. That was good. That's the second win for the Chevy Caprice. Whatever they've done during the week off has certainly paid. So in his first race today, our friend the Commish in the BMW M3 tried a pit manoeuvre which didn't really pay off for him. Maybe he's learnt from his lesson, maybe he hasn't. This time he is on the right hand lane, and on the left hand lane we have got car J, which is the Nissan 300 ZX twin turbo of James Sterling, all the way from Australia. So we've got America on the left, we've got Australia on the right. They're both white cars, but there's a green bonnet on the BMW. Let's see how this goes. I really am surprised. I don't know what has happened. I don't know why the Commish thing, but obviously all of these pit manoeuvres he's doing has caused him some problems, because at the minute that's where he's sitting and James Sterling got the win. So I think you need to do some work on your car, Mr. Commish. So today's penultimate race sees car H, which is Jack Diamond in the BMW M5 Police, versus a car F, which is Cuboid in the Subaru Impreza. These should be two fairly equal cars. They are two of the newest cars in the competition, with the 07 Subaru and the 2015 BMW M5 Police. We'll see how this goes down. They're both silver cars. The one with the green on the left is the BMW M5. The one with the blue on the right is the Subaru Impreza. And Cuboid's whiffed it, as they say at Wallside, and has let it go through so that Jack Diamond has got the win down at the far end. He's caught his wheel, caught his wheel on one of the street lamps. So tonight's final race sees us racing off against two cars that after week one were both no losses. On the left hand side we have Hikari Rin in the Nissan Skyline 2000 GTR, the red car. On the right we have the black car of Juicy J in the 98 IROC Firebird. Let's see how they do. Hikari pulled across, the IROC's pulled up, and Hikari gets the win. Nice racing. Well, what a day of racing that was. So we're now over the halfway stage in the competition, and as it stands, in first we've got Moose in the Hudson Hornet. Well, he's joint first because we've got 5 cars jointly first, all on 4 and 2. So Moose in the Hudson Hornet was 1 and 1 today. Cuboid in the Subaru Impreza was also 1 and 1 to take him to 4 and 2. The Commish in the BMW M3 really had a bad day, and I expect my phone is going to ring off the hook because he's going to be ringing me to say how displeased he is about it, and how bad it's done, and how it's a fix, and how we hate Americans, and all of the things that we hear from the Commish on a regular basis. Do you know what? Today you just had a hard day. Or was it intentional? Did you want to liven it up? Was it too easy for you? Perhaps you liked the fact of being sort of in the middle of it as opposed to being at one end or other end of the field. We'll see. Anyway, the Commish lost both his races today to take him to 4 and 2. Hikari Rin also had a great day. See him stood behind me. He's been talking to Cuboid, who's also there with his cup-winning car. So Hikari in the Skyline 2000 is 2 and 0 to take him to 4 and 2. And James Sterling in the Nissan 300ZX is also 2 and 0 to take him to 4 and 2. In joint 6th place, we have got Juicy J in the IROC Firebird, 1 and 1 to take him to 3 and 3. And Jack Diamond in the M5 Police, again 1 and 1 to take him to 3 and 3. Consistent throughout both of those cars, 1 and 1 each time, and getting them there. Next up, we have got in joint 8th place, we've got Tiki J in the Chevy Caprice. The biggest upset of the day. Whatever Tiki J has done to that Chevy Caprice is obviously working. I think they've decided to take it out of first gear. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe they put nitrous in, because it went like hot snot today. And to hand down a loss to the Commish, I was absolutely gobsmacked. Anyway, Chevy Caprice 2 and 0 to take them to 2 and 4. And Andretti in the Fiat 500 was 0 and 2 today to take him to 2 and 4. I think if he'd not pulled up at the end then you know, he would have had a bit better day. Which leaves us the last car. One of my favourite drivers and one of my favourite teams. And I hope he's not going to be put off by this, because unfortunately Mason Storm in the Camaro SS was 0 and 2 today, which takes him to 0 and 6 overall. Considering this is episode 4 and we've got 2 episodes to go, so there's only potentially 4 more wins, he at this point in time, unless something really amazing happens, doesn't really stand a chance of winning. He is the one that is least likely to win, but every other one of the cars could potentially win this, because they've got 2 or more wins, so that could take them to a clear lead. We could have a massive tie-off at the end of it. So that concludes today's episode of racing. Please leave your likes, your comments, and don't forget to subscribe and stick the notification bell on. We'll be back next week with episode 5. Catch you soon.